everyone for what just transpired not too long ago. So I was actually on live and then someone called me on the phone. So the live stream ended and I kind of had like a little bit, I was a little annoyed that that happened, but in the moment, but I've since brushed it off. I was getting to know a few people. There was someone in here from Germany that was actually introducing themselves. Hopefully they're able to find the video again, but if not, it is what it is. It happened that way because it was meant to happen. And that's rather unfortunate because I really was looking forward to connecting with with someone new today. But it's all good. And we are back, right? It's a little bit hot. It's a very odd sort of day. Because it's kind of hot, feels a little humid, yet it's cloudy out and it seems as if it's about to rain, but who knows, right? Who truly knows if it's gonna rain or not? Um, but yeah, guys, the things that you say to yourself, right? And the things that you believe about yourself, and can really shape the outcome of your day. It can really shape the outcome of your life. It could shape the outlook, and it can really shape pretty much just the way how you see things, right? And the way how you interact with the world around you. Um, C Maz says, "Yo, what's good, C Maz? Right? So we have to be careful about the things that we tell ourselves." This man said Bob Marley's son. Nah, no sir. I am Jamaican though, but shout outs to Bob Marley. Um, but yeah, we have to be careful of the things that we tell ourselves and the things that we believe about ourselves, right? People around us may say certain things that may come across as negative. We might tell ourselves certain things that are quite negative as well, based on, again, the programming, the way we've been programmed all along, right throughout life, right? Until you get to the point where you start to realize, man, I actually do have a say in this. He says, C-Mass says similar. Odin Gaming says, hi, how you doing, Odin Gaming? Someone is asking me, do I smoke weed? Not anymore, sir. Not anymore, good sir. I do not indulge in that any longer. Um, but yeah, the things that we tell ourselves right throughout the day, right throughout our lifetime, has the ability to shape who we are, has the ability to shape our outlook, has the ability to shape so many things about our lives, right? If you guys are still here, please remember to subscribe to the channel as well as we continue to grow our channel. I do appreciate it. I do see a new subscriber has subscribed. Thank you, whoever that is. Um, but yeah, guys. So if you constantly tell yourself, right? If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, if you're constantly telling yourself that you can't do it, right? How can you expect to be working against yourself and be able to execute whatever it is that is in front of you, right? You absolutely have to shift your mentality from that can't do attitude to the absolutely I can and I will do it attitude, right? You can't just if you so choose you could, right? But you can't expect to get good results by living and dwelling in that frequency, guys. It just doesn't work that way. How is your day going so far, says Odin Gaming? My day is actually going really, really well. I actually started a stream earlier about what it is I'm talking about right now, and then the stream was actually cut off. It was kind of cut short a little bit. Someone is saying eat a bar of uranium. That's not nice. That's not very nice. That's not a nice thing to say. Somebody says they can deliver 1,000 pizzas a day. Big up to yourself, Domino's. But yeah, guys, um, we we haven't really even started to really crack the code on why a lot of times we go through our days and we feel so stuck, right? We feel so defeated at times, right? And a lot of times it comes down to the things that we tell ourselves, right? Sometimes we see certain obstacles in our way and we don't believe that we have what it takes. We don't believe that we can go inward and find the energy and find, the tenacity and find the fortitude to really overcome whatever the obstacle is that is in front of us. And oftentimes when we do see these obstacles, we may tell ourselves, man, I don't know. I don't know if I could, right? Without even first trying. Because oftentimes with human beings, what we do is we want to take the path of least resistance, right? Because it's easier to give up. It's easier to go sit down. It's easier to just fall in line, right? The harder thing to do, especially in your mind, would be to attack this obstacle or overcome this obstacle, whatever it is, right? Nikolai 88 says, friend, I wish you all the best. God bless you and your loved ones. Greeting from Moscow. Big up to Moscow. Big up to everyone that's out there from Europe. Big up to everyone that is in Germany. Big up to the person that told us to eat a bar of uranium, whoever that person is. Hopefully their day starts to go a little bit better and they start to really reprogram the way that they are thinking and the things that they're saying and the things that they are doing, right? None but ourselves could do that. Right, but guys, don't underestimate yourself. Don't underestimate the power that you have. Don't underestimate the power that your tone of voice, right? The words that you utter and the things that you believe about yourself. Do not underestimate these things. It's all energy, right? So even though, again, like I always reiterate this, the things that we can't see, touch, taste, and smell happen to actually be the most important, the most powerful things, right? And oftentimes, because we can't see, taste, touch, hear, and smell them, we may feel as if they do not exist, right? But that's only if your world ends at the third dimension, right? You got to think bigger and think beyond that. Odin Gaming says, you're the best live stream ever. Thank you so much, Odin Gaming. I really appreciate that. Those are some very kind words. I think you're a very kind person. That is a very clever name, and I appreciate that. How are you doing today, brother? Says good, clean advice. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I thank you for checking in on me. How are you today? Good, clean advice. And any advice to the people that are out there that are not really saying kind things to themselves and uplifting themselves. You know, there's something about me as well, right? Especially in regards to like the power of the tongue and everything like that, right? Like I do tend to joke around and I do tend to have a sense of humor, right? Because that's also another thing as well. Like I feel like laughter is really underestimated. We shouldn't underestimate laughter, right? Because laughter carries such a healing for the spirit, such a healing for the body, the mind, the soul. And it can shift your perspective. Like nothing shifts your perspective than something that's genuinely funny, right? So you can be having the absolute worst day and then you see something and then it's funny. And for that moment, right, you're having the best time ever. Now imagine if you're able to sustain that over a longer period of time, right? Imagine if it wasn't just that moment and you actually were able to kind of, maybe not that hysterical happiness, but kind of just keep and maintain that happiness right throughout the day. How remarkable would that be? You know what I mean? So guys, yes, do not underestimate the power that your words have, and do not underestimate your power as well, because you're all very, very powerful beings. I'm sorry, I didn't even realize that the car was actually still on. My apologies for that. You guys probably couldn't really hear what it is that I was saying just now. Of course, says good, clean energy. Of course I'm doing great. Love the positivity you create in here. So much hate in the world. More people like you are needed. Here, laughter is underestimated, but so is reflection and then action. Man, listen, I think that more people like you are needed as well, right? Because oftentimes we do get trolled, and I don't really mind the trolling. I just don't like when it's like bad intentions behind it. I don't like when it's mean-spirited, and sometimes people troll each other. But for the most part, if it's funny, like it's okay with me, right? But yeah, I really do appreciate those kind words. And I think kind people are all around, but it's just a matter of perspective, and it's a matter of the, sort of the frequency that we somewhat reside in, for lack of a better term. And because we tend to reside in a frequency that's just so stuck in the third dimension, right? We tend to direct our energy towards things that are outwards. And if our energy is only directed towards things that are outwards, what happens when you open your eyes and you don't see the things that you want, right? Then you start thinking that the whole world and that everything is conspiring against you. When in actuality, maybe what you should do in that moment is to actually go inward and try to find yourself. I'm not saying if you're getting attacked or something like that, that's the time to go inward. No, but going inward, it's like you're able to kind of, navigate through what it is that you need to do in order to, bring your best to the forefront. It's like you need to navigate, through the intangibles in order to bring forth from the intangibles into this life all of your wildest dreams. You know what I mean? So I think there's people are able to tap into that frequency. I'm not gonna say that I've always been this way. I haven't, but it just so happened that I realized that, hey, listen, there's a role that I could play in this as well. Good afternoon, grace and peace. Terrence B, big up yourself, my guy. Thank you so much. Terrence B was actually locked in and tapped in with us this morning. I appreciate you, man. Terrence B is a young man that's around my age group as well. I really appreciate him. Odin Gaming says, what did you eat today? Today I had salmon for lunch. I had salmon with some potatoes. Salmon, baked potatoes. Was it baked or potatoes, right? When they potato, not wedges or anything like that, but they cook it. And I also had with some onions, some brown rice, teriyaki, and some pepper. And that's what I had for lunch, and it was absolutely amazing. I think today they made it absolutely perfect. I've had that lunch tons of times, but today it just tasted extra good. And I was gonna eat when I was speaking to you guys, but I had a few things that I needed to do first before I actually came through and talk to you. But thank you so much for asking. What did you eat today? Share with me what you ate today. Thank you for your kind words, said Good Clean Advice. Glass half full, the frequency that we create, which is the law of attraction, is what we will attract to us. So even the words we think of and speak are very important. As you are saying, you're absolutely right about that. You're absolutely right about that, right? The thoughts that we think can absolutely shape our day, right? You ever had a thought, just like a negative thought, right? And you start to realize that once you start having that negative thought, whatever that negative thought is, it seems as if other things that happen that may not necessarily be as negative kind of adds, fuel to the fire, so to speak. So now you're just sort of stuck in that frequency thinking as though, the whole world is against you or this, that, and the third, right? But a simple shift in perspective, because we all fail to understand how the programming really works. And because we've been programmed to interpret things a certain way, we fail to understand that once we sort of reset that programming and we start to shift our perspective and not take things necessarily so personal, right? And not to just absorb every problem that we have in our life and just continue to just take it with us, right? Because you could have a situation where, man, you're behind on a few bills or whatever it is, and then, you just got a traffic ticket, right? Or, you're trying to chase your dreams and, you started an LLC and, something crazy just happened and now you have a different expense and now you're not able to put all your money into your new business venture, right? Many things could happen to really kind of offset what it is that you're planning on doing in life, right? But a lot of times how you respond to it, right? And how you're able to take it, especially as a man, but as a person in general, but especially as a man, how you take it, how you interpret it, what you believe about it, what you believe about yourself. And oftentimes this really introduces you to who you really are, right? Sometimes you're going to be tested, right? Do you have what it takes to lose everything and have the attitude, right? Even though you're going through all the pain, to still be able to smile and still be able to tell yourself, yo, you know what? I may have lost all of these material things, but I'm going to work myself back to becoming somebody that I could be proud of, right? I'm going to work myself back into becoming the person that was even better than the person that I was before I lost everything, right? So you have the power, you have the absolute power inside of you to really shape your reality. And we underestimate that. I could tell you because I've hit ground zero. I've hit ground below zero, right? And just by a shift in perspective and by a shift in the way how I was interacting with the world around me, I've since been able to kind of plant some seeds, right? And I'm working towards attaining my wildest dreams every single day, right? And I keep a positive attitude. Every day that I wake up, I maintain that attitude for as long as I can. Not going to say the attitude never, ever stops, right? Not going to say it's just like, boom, I just have the same exact perspective right throughout the day. Nah, right? There's things that happen sometimes that piss me off. Look, I was actually doing this live 20 minutes ago or so, and then someone called me to really check up on me. That's all they really wanted to do. And I was really annoyed because I'm like, yo, I'm doing this live, and here you are calling me, right? But I didn't stay in that vibration. I was like, all right, cool. Are you okay? Is everything okay with you? Yes, everything is okay with me. I'm just checking in on you. Okay, I really appreciate that. But I'm actually on live right now. And look, this person didn't have any bad intentions. But the way how I was interpreting it's like, man, I'm on live. Why do you choose to call me right now? Right? And something like that could really offset a lot of people's day. Something as simple as that could really offset your day and make you feel some type of, oh man, you know what? Forget this live. I'm not going to speak, be an instrument of the universe right now. I'm not going to speak words of wisdom or speak, I'm not going to speak these kind words to these people. Whatever it is, right? So you have to shift that perspective whenever anything happens. And that wasn't the biggest thing that could have happened today, right? It's a little annoying, but it just wasn't anything big, right? But just shifting your perspective and just looking at things a little bit different. Hold on, guys. I'm getting a little bit hot. I'm not going to lie to you. So give me 1 second. I don't want to turn the AC on and leave the car unless you guys can still hear me. Hold on. Guys, let me know if you're still hearing what it is that I'm saying, because the car mic isn't as good as the other mic. Hold on, actually. No, I'm not gonna put the Bluetooth on. Good. I'm sweating. Let me see what's going on. Asia, what's good? How you been? Let's see. I'm gonna go back and see some of the things that you guys have been saying. Man, ooh, it is hotter than a mug in here, man. But I'm starting the AC on now, so let's see. Dude is speaking facts. I appreciate that. Terrence B, what's up, my guy? What did you eat today? I read that. Thank you for the kind words. Read that. Odin Gaming says Pizza Hut. Not bad, I guess. After what you just ate, my food is trash, says Terrence B. It's not, man. It's not. I just ordered Papa John's baked chicken pizza. Okay. That sounds great. I haven't eaten chicken in about 2 years, maybe 2.5 years now. Haven't eaten chicken in a while. So as a result of that, hold on, give me 1 second. A notification just came in on my work phone, so I gotta see what it is. That is. Wow. All right. I guess the phone needs to be reset. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you were saying, yeah, I haven't eaten chicken in a number of years. The last time I ate chicken was probably 2.5 years ago. I don't eat any sort of like land meat or anything like that. So yeah, salmon, you'll hear that I'm eating salmon like a lot, right? That's my favorite fish, although it does have quite a bit of mercury in it. But yeah, I've been pescatarian, and I do eat snacks that I'm not supposed to eat all the time, like Cheez-It. But yeah, man, just be grateful for what it is that you got, man. Be grateful for what it is that you've eaten, you know what I mean? Bro, I know this is gonna sound cliche as hell, but it's people that didn't eat today, you know? It's people don't have anything to eat, so I would be grateful for that, man. If I did still eat chicken, but Yeah, I don't eat chicken anymore, man. Good afternoon. Great topic, says Angie Baby. Angie Baby, what is going on? How are you today? Hope all is well with you. Hope all is well with everyone. Good clean advice says you build off that negative thought just as you were to start off with a positive day, then begin to build off of positivity. That's a wonderful perspective to have, man. If you ever see any of my lives, right, especially like at nighttime or whatever it is, whenever you guys do get to see my live, you'll notice that I always tell people to make sure before you go to your bed, speak to your subconscious. Not exactly in that sort of verbatim, but just telling people that, you know, say something positive to yourself and actually believe it, right? Whatever it is that you're saying to yourself, you have to also believe that this, what you're saying, is true with every fiber of your being, right? And do this repetitively. Say it to yourself before you go to your bed tonight, right? Once you wake up tomorrow, just remember, say something again positive. Send some positive energy out there. Speak something positive about yourself in the mirror, right? And just try to keep yourself in that or close to that frequency right throughout the day, whatever it is that transpires today at any given point, right? Just try to keep yourself at that frequency. And if anything sort of knocks you out of balance, in which it's life, right? Things are going to come and to sort of knock you out of balance, right? It's your responsibility to get yourself back into that frequency, right? So yeah, things may happen where you might not feel so good about, but ultimately you're in control of yourself, okay? Somebody say, you look like my homeboy Keith from Indiana. Big up to Keith from Indiana. Make sure you're subscribing to Keith from Indiana's channel. A big up to anybody. Big up to, who's that? Danilo L. Big up to yourself, man. I appreciate that. GTR VR 76, my guy, is in the building. I really appreciate you, GTR 76. I told you I was going to call you 76 because that GTR VR is kind of, or matter of fact, just comment what your name is or what you want me to call you, because that GTR VR 76 is kind of, you know, somebody's asking me Palestine or Israel. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know too much about either or. Big up to both countries. I hope that they stop killing each other. I hope that they get to the point where they can have peace. And the children that are out there, I hope they don't teach them hate. I hope they sort of teach them to maybe coexist. I hope at some point they can reach a resolution where people no longer have to die. That's the most I can say about that. It's not a matter of me taking sides against this or that. One thing I will say, though, I will say this, right? Right now, especially what's going on in Africa, I've been hearing a lot of things that have been going on in Africa. And of course, we're West African descent, right? But we live in the Western Hemisphere, right? You know, Africa has been exploited for a very long time. And there are people right now that kind of want their Africa back. And to be completely honest with you, I think those people are doing the right thing. I think Africa should be independent. I think people should stop exploiting Africa. I think Africans should stop exploiting themselves as well, which is another thing. And yeah, you know, all around the world, that's something that I haven't really been paying attention to that either. But that's something that I kind of could see, because I could sort of relate to that. The Israel and Palestine thing, I don't know how it started. I don't know anything about it. So my whole thing is, I just don't want to see people killing one another. But yeah, I can't really take sides in something that I just don't know about, to be completely honest with you. You know what I mean? I only go off of words that people say and hearsay and this, that, and the third. And I can't let hearsay just dictate whether or not I should take this side or that side. I don't know too much about it, right? I just do know that Africans have been exploited for a very long time. That's something that I will say. And I think that it's full time that Africans in Africa became its own sort of independent sort of thing. You dig what I'm saying? I think it's time for that. I think that's what's best for the world, right? Is if as human beings, we stop exploiting each other. We stop hurting each other. We stop killing each other. And we come to terms with and understand that people are going to be different. and we come to terms with and understand that people are not property and people are not to be exploited. So that's something that I actually do believe in. But again, big up to Africa, big up to Israel and Palestine. Big up to everybody that wants their own independence. Big ups to everybody that wants to stand on their own. In this world where we are all actually really one, right? But because everyone doesn't understand that, I do feel like Africa should have its own best interests. So, yeah, I will say that. Okay, I just answered that question. Very wise words. Thank you for sharing with everybody here. Out of curiosity, do you believe in God? Thank you so much. Good, clean advice. I believe in God, but maybe in a different way than you believe in God, right? So I'm not a very religious person. I'm going to be right off the back. I'm just going to tell you that. And people that have been following this channel, they know that I'm not religious at all, right? I don't believe in putting people on a pedestal. You're not going to be able to have me follow somebody to say, all right, this person who had the same opportunities as me, not necessarily same opportunities, but walked the earth just like I did, that I'm supposed to fall in line and worship that person. No, I didn't get that instruction manual from God himself. You understand what I'm saying? So I do know that energy can't be created nor destroyed, and that we are all just energy, right? Spiritual beings having a human experience. So I hope that answers your question. Also, respond to Elegant Muslim. He says Palestine. Palestine is his thing. So big up to yourself, man. Big up to your perspective. I can't really take sides in that because I don't know much about it. I've lost all just recently. Life goes on. God got me. Danilo L, big up yourself, man. I could relate to that. Had a BMW 5 Series. My credit score was great at one point. Was married, all of that sort of stuff. And then the world came tumbling down, right? And you know, as a man, people ain't really going to sympathize with you or anything like that. But by the grace of the universe, energy, whatever it is, God, whatever you want to call it, I've since been able to get my life back on track, right? And I feel like I'm stronger, like way stronger, way more experienced than I was back then. And the way I handle situations is completely different than when I was in my 20s. I got married far too young. You know, and I didn't necessarily get married to the right person, but something excellent did come out of the marriage, and we have a beautiful daughter together. So I am grateful for that. Yeah, but you know, life goes on, man. You got to bounce back. You understand what I'm saying? You have it in you to bounce back. You have to tell yourself that whenever things are, even if you don't have a place to stay, even if you got to be in an Airbnb tonight and wake up tomorrow and be somewhere else or whatever it is, right? It's teaching you something. Learn from it. Pay attention. Be disciplined. Get yourself back on your feet. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes, man. You know, iron sharpen iron. But I can't tell you I've been there, right? And I was able to work myself back into, you know, being in a better position. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I will say that, my guy. So big up yourself. Hope all works out. You never know what this person is going through or how their life is planning out. So always treat each other the way you want to be treated. 1000%. 1000. I absolutely 100% agree with you. I couldn't agree more. You never know what the next person is going through, right? And you can't always look at somebody and tell what they've actually been through, right? So never underestimate anyone and never disrespect anyone. Just be respectful, right? And treat everyone how you treat everyone. Me, whenever I'm at work, right? You know, whenever you work for, I'm not going to say anything about the company or what it is or anything like that. Whenever you're somewhat in a corporate environment, right? Especially when you go through the office and you see how people kind of interact with one another, you know that's not them being genuinely who they are. So for me, my sort of thing is, I don't want to just, because everybody sort of, when they're in this environment, they sort of adapt to this environment, in which you could kind of understand that. But I really want to know who I'm dealing with. So my whole thing is, I sort of have, I joke around a lot with people. And not just people that are in lower positions than me, but people in higher positions than me and all of that, so, and everything in between, right? This is sort of like the personality and the reputation that I've kind of built up, right? So then what that sort of does is it allows people to kind of drop their guard around you. And it allows people to sort of speak and say things more clearly and more openly, right? And sometimes a lot of what they really feel on the inside is disguised in the form of a joke, right? So you could tell a joke and have no malicious intent, right? You could tell a joke and it just be a joke. And then the other person might respond with a joke, but it ain't really a joke. It's just them getting something off of their chest. You understand what I'm saying? So when you do kind of have that personality, people tend to open up. People tend to tell you things that they may not normally tell you when they're a little bit more reserved, right? So it's, and then different people, different things work with different people, right? So it's just one of those things. But I like to know who it is that I'm dealing with, you know, behind the mask that people sort of put up. So yeah, there's that as well. Treat people how you want to be treated. Great advice. Asia says, absolutely. I hear you very well, says good queen advice. Asia says, I'm good. How are you? I'm having a phenomenal day. I'm out of water, though. I am going to need some more water. I think that was the last bottle that I have in here. Asia, what did you have for lunch? Gypsy Soul says, new sub. Thank you so much, Gypsy Soul. I sincerely appreciate that. Would you ever do YouTube full-time, says Terrence B. At some point, I will do YouTube full-time. At some point, definitely. Once I get to the point where I realize that I'm consistently making more from YouTube than I am making at work, I'm probably not going to quit work, to be honest with you. Maybe not yet. Maybe not right away. But at that point, then I would probably get to the point where I'm like, oh, well, you know what? I get to do what it is that I really, really love doing. I get to do my calling and I get to live my life. You know what I mean? But I never wanted to be something where I'm just making content just to make it. I want it to be something where I'm making content that can actually really help the people that really need the content. You know what I mean? Or do something impactful, like really inspire people, you know what I mean, to be the best versions of themselves. And then in return to also inspire myself. And, you know, yeah. So I definitely would want, you know, I would want that if I were to do YouTube full time. He says, hold on, one second. Why did you stop eating chicken? How do you do that? Chicken is so good. Chicken is phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's times when I think about chicken, but I just got the discipline not to eat it anymore. So because of all of the growth hormones, right, and the pesticides, and the genetically modified it is, for me, it's not even really chicken anymore, to be completely honest with you. Like the stuff that we're eating, like it's been modified for so many generations, and they grow up so fast because of just greed. Because of that, I just decided, you know what? Let me just stay away from that sort of stuff. Like I rather eat more natural things, right? And recently I haven't been eating too much natural things. It's kind of just been work home, and so many other things that I have to do in between. But for the most part, I still, like, if I do that for a few weeks or a month or something like that, it's like, no, all right, I got to get my ish back together. Let me get back to eating some fruits. Let me get back to eating wholesome. And, you know, it just does wonders for the body. Like, we don't, it's like we underestimate, you know, what we can do for ourselves by cutting certain things out of our body or cutting certain things out of our diet, right? Once we cut certain things out of our diet, then we realize that our bodies starts to work and operate a little bit better, right? So that's the big thing for me. So I'm not telling you guys to stop eating chicken if you don't want to stop eating chicken. I just know for me, chicken just doesn't work anymore. You know what I mean? I'm good on chicken. Terrence B says, we're not too old, but we're not that young. So pizza I eat every once in a couple months. That's a fact, man. I was actually tempted to get some pizza here, you know, when I was picking up my food as well. I was like, man, should I just get a cheese slice? Even though I'm pescatarian, I still do eat cheese, which I probably shouldn't. But I'm like, man, should I get a cheese slice or like a pineapple slice or something? And then, you know, you just have to have the discipline to be like, nah, right? Because I don't work out as much as I once did. I haven't worked out in a very long time. So it's one of those things, because I'm not working out like I'm supposed to, well, let me go ahead and balance it off by actually eating at the very least, some of the right things. You know what I mean? So yeah. Somebody said Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams is crazy. Big ups to you, Video Power 247. That's actually funny. Ricky Williams was actually one of my favorite running backs back in the day when I did used to watch the NFL. Ricky Williams used to play for the Miami Dolphins, and he was an absolute beast. But no, unfortunately, or fortunately, I am not Ricky Williams. But that was actually funny. Thank you so much for that. That actually was funny. I speak to myself to take advice from you. I speak to myself enough to take advice from you, says Yash Kumar. Big up yourself. Yeah, man, speak to yourself. There's nothing wrong with speaking to yourself, right? But it's something wrong with what it is that you're telling yourself. I speak to myself every day, right? I speak to myself at night before I go to my bed. I speak to myself when I'm making a decision. It doesn't always have to be like an outright verbal conversation that I'm having with myself. I'm not talking to myself and asking myself questions and then answering those questions, right? But at the same time, it does pay for you to really actually communicate with yourself and get all aspects of yourself, your subconscious, your conscience, and everything in alignment with what it is that you're about to do when you're about to make a decision. So yeah, I know there was a little trolling element in that, and that was actually a little bit funny as well. But yeah, it's okay to really actually speak to yourself, just as long as you're not telling yourself to go do something crazy and drastic. Good Clean Advice says you'll begin to convince yourself of that positive thought that you didn't fully believe in the beginning. Absolutely, absolutely. D-Mark, what's good, man? Hey, D-Mark, good to see you, D-Mark. D-Mark, you put me onto something yesterday. I'm glad you're back today. I'm glad you're back. I was actually talking about the song that you put me onto yesterday. Hold on. I took a screenshot. That was really dope. Hold on. I took a screenshot. Is this the one? No, this is One Day. This is the last one somebody sent me. Remember, you were the one that told me to listen to this one. Oh, I'm sorry. You were the one that told me to listen to this one, right? That was phenomenal. What was it, Scandinavian music or something along those lines? Yeah, it was awesome. And I didn't understand the language, but I was actually listening to like the beat and just the frequency that was happening in the background. And yeah, it's definitely something spiritual for sure. I don't know if that particular song kind of made me feel like elevated. It just felt like it was sort of like some war music with a lady with a beautiful voice. But I do thank you for telling me about Myrkur. I don't know how to say it. Myrkur, Myrkur. I do appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for that. If you guys got any song suggestions, drop it in the description, or not in the description. Drop it in the comments, because yeah, I really do like listening to new music, good music as well. If it's not good music, then I gotta roast you guys, and you don't want that. Somebody says, free Palestine, pray for such and such, that I do not understand what it is because that's in a different language. And it says, Palestine and Gaza, please, sir. Hi, everybody. Big up yourself. Free everyone, right? I hope that that whole situation that's happening over there between, was it Palestine and Israel? I hope that a resolution is met soon, because too many innocent people are dying. Too many children are dying. And yeah, at some point it would be very awesome if all of them, they could just, you know, just live as one. And I think that day can come, right? Africa is a continent. Please be aware that many places in Africa is very modern. Gaza and Palestine is not about Africa. It's about Jews and Muslims. Yeah, we're aware of that. We are absolutely aware of that. You speaking facts, says Theo Huxtable. You are not that special. God will tell you face to face, says Son Goku. Big up yourself, Son Goku. Danilo L says, I sub. Big up yourself. Thank you so much. As a believer, I do not believe in getting married to young people, too young, to a certain extent, because they never say you're too young to have sex, but they say you're too young to get married. That's actually true. You know, obviously, you know, when he's talking about young, he's talking about when you're like in your 20s, right? But when you're 20 and 21 and stuff like that, people are telling you, hey, don't get married. You're too young to get married, right? But they don't tell you, hey, listen, you're too young to be getting involved with somebody right now, right? So you're absolutely right about that. That's facts. Wagwan, what's good, bro? Says Emperor. Big up yourself, Emperor. Whoever Emperor is, thank you so much for tapping in with us and, you know, blessing us with that energy. I appreciate that. You say Wagwan like you know me, Emperor. You say Wagwan like you know me from somewhere. The Chungus Nugget says, hello. Big up yourself, the Chungus Nugget. Listen, if you guys haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. El Donut says, I am French. I'm probably not going to be here too much longer. I don't know what kind of name is El Donut, but yeah, that's actually a little funny. Yeah, the Francis us pas ici. I do not speak French, sir. What we talking about? Well, we're talking about a lot of things, man. We're talking about a lot of things, but we're talking about the words that we say to ourselves and kind of, you know, the consequences of it and the rewards of it. And then I'm also reading some of these comments. Hey, KNEW New York, you better stop playing with me, man. I don't know who you talking to. AJ says, hi from India. What's going on, AJ? The Chungus Nugget said, I sub. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate that. Everyone, please remember to subscribe as well, like the Chungus Nugget. The Chungus Nugget just did. Yo, y'all stop playing with me, man. And y'all stop making fun of people. I don't know who is that, but whatever. Mutton by Ronnie says AJ36. Big up yourself. It's not chicken, it's chick out. See what? It's not chick in, it's chick out. All right, man. That was clever. That was clever. I like it. I'm inside. Whoa. Hey, nah, rah. That's a little bit graphic, and yeah, that's gonna get you removed from here, right? So we're gonna hide you, and we're also gonna remove that comment because that's actually very graphic and very disturbing. He says, didn't he play in Texas before the pros? Cheese. A really good song is One Day by Mati Suhi. Trust. All right. Okay. Comment that under the video after this live ends. Comment that under the video because I can't screenshot it. And then I'm actually holding this thing with my hand. So, all right, let me see if I can write it down. All right, let's see. Mati Shahu Trust. All right, I'm gonna check out that song. I'm gonna check that song out. Have you seen the edit? I have not seen the edit at J4Y. Is that the edit for the car? How are you gonna give it to, look, follow me on IG, Fortune4T3, and send it to me so I could see it. I have not seen it. There's no way for me to see it. Speak Life by Tony Mac. I'm writing these songs down. All right, Toby Mac. Speak Life. Excellent. I like the sound of that one. I'm gonna check that one out too. The song that really helps me from Citizen Soldier, and it's called Burden. Citizen Soldier, Burden. I'm writing these songs down. I'm listening to them back to back to back. Who says that? The Chungus Nugget. The Chungus Nugget, if it's not good, you're getting roasted. Citizen Soldier. All right. I love to make fun of people's musical taste sometimes. Ohio State or Michigan? I don't know, man. Don't know. I do not know what to say about that, to be honest with you. Please listen to Caesar. The name of the song is Sus Puss. What? Yo, that sounds like you're trolling me, but I'm gonna write it down anyway. Sus Puss. It's a Turkish rapper, he says. So who says that? I'm gonna write your name down too. Quaresma. It was actually a soccer player named Quaresma back in the day. He was really nice. Abby Kane says Kamala 2024. Big up yourself, Abby Kane. The Bad Day. I think this is the longest that we've went without somebody commenting in the chat. Some sort of political affiliate. I will comment on one of your videos. Yeah, do that, Jay. Because I'm looking forward to seeing that. Hello, everyone new, and if you're enjoying this content, please like and subscribe. Please and thank you. Thank you so much, Asia, for all the good work that you do. I sincerely appreciate you. He said it's called One Day. Yeah, I got that one. I wrote it down. Oh, you said, oh, the song is called One Day, not Trust, but One Day. Okay, cool. That one I wrote down. Kakashi says he needs some milk. All right, Clayton, get out of here with all them weird questions, man. This side of paradise. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you to everyone that was in the stream today. Guys, please keep in mind that I will be back later on, right? So this was just a quick stream, like a surprise stream. I'm gonna read some more of these comments. I'm gonna hang out for max 14 minutes. It's not gonna be like tonight or last night where I was a little bit over. You'll be live tomorrow, says the Changus Nuggets. I will be live tomorrow, and I will be live later on at 11:30 as well. Quaresma 1903 says, I know my name is Malik. Quaresma is my favorite favorite player. Oh, okay, so you do know Quaresma. Wasn't he like Portuguese or Spain or something like that? Yeah. What team did he play for? I think he played in Portugal or Spain. One of those. I don't remember what team he played for, but I do. Didn't he play for Valencia at one point? Maybe not. I don't know. But I do know him. I won't be here later on because it's late at night here. Big up yourself, Chungus Nugget. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, I will be back tomorrow. Possibly around this time, but maybe earlier because I will have probably like 3 or 4 hours to really burn at one point tomorrow because, yeah, I'll have a few hours to burn. So I'll be back probably earlier tomorrow. Quaresma says Portuguese. He played for Porto, Besiktas, Sporting, Barcelona, and Inter Milan. I don't quite remember him too much at Barcelona. It must have been underwhelming when he was there, or Inter Milan. But I do remember when he was playing in maybe Sporting. Sporting is probably the one that I remember him playing at the most, because I don't even remember him playing at Porto. And I vaguely remember Besiktas. Vaguely remember that one. I really want to hear your review of the song, Laugh Out Loud, so I'm going to put a notification on too. All right, and Toby, which one did you suggest? Hold on, I didn't write down your name next to it. Was it Citizen Soldier? Or was it Sezu Suspus? Which one was it? Citizen Soldier. Okay, Citizen Soldier. Citizen Soldier. Yeah, okay, all right, cool. I got that one. That's going to be the first one I actually listened to be honest with you. Citizen Soldier, and I'm going to write your name down too. The Chungus Nug It. Suspus. Charisma says, he says SZA Suspus. It is really good rap song. I'm not quite sure I'm going to understand the words that he's saying. But again, it's really about the vibration and the frequency as well. You know what I mean? So you know how that goes. DLC, what up, Brody? How you doing, man? I'm actually just tapping in for a little bit because I am gonna get up out of here really soon, guys. Cesar did a collaboration before with Tech Nine. Oh yeah, I'm familiar with Tech Nine. My hair was standing up just now. I'm familiar with Tech Nine. I am familiar with Tech Nine. But that's what's up, man. But anyway, guys, I appreciate everyone. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. Sharing your perspective, listening to what it is that I have to say. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna be checking out some of these songs. You guys, make sure these songs are nice, right? Because if these songs, if they're whack, I'm gonna talk about you tomorrow. Jay says, "Sus Puss is a real song. I saw it. Yeah, I'm sure it is." All right, Chungus Nugget. Bye-bye, guys. Take care, everyone. Have a blessed day and keep your vibration and your frequency high. And keep telling yourself positive things, guys. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. I will be back later on at 11:30 and tomorrow. All right, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.